You can't always win, but don't be afraid of making decisions. You can't be paralyzed by fear of failure, or you will never push yourself. You keep pushing because you believe in yourself and in your vision. And you know that it's the right thing to do. Success will come, so don't be afraid to fail.
Trying to accomplish what I need to accomplish, especially in the bodybuilding world and sport in general. Listen, this was not easy by a long shot. I got my ass kicked every day in the gym. I've done cardios upon cardios and posing up and posing. I've looked at more fish than I've ever looked at fish. Just this past couple of days, I've had more cream of rice than I've ever had in my entire life. But with that being said, when you trust your supporting cast, and I've always said this, I would trust Chris Aceto like nobody else in this business. And Chris has never steered me wrong, so.
You were very confident at the press conference, and it really impressed me. I said, I think Shawn's got this year. Why were you so confident this year? Was it the way you looked or the way you mentally felt?
I think, this year everything was aligned mentally. There's a lot more focus. Got a great support cast that kept me on my toes all along, and a great family support. Of course, I have, the technician. I've always said, hey, if you're working with Chris, you're not listening to Chris, you're an idiot. Like, it's just unbelievable. I see what Chris did, taking me from 11 to 3rd at the Olympia. And, this year was, I don't know what it was. I guess after my bleeding ulcer, Chris just said to me, hey, Shawn, just send me pictures every day.
And of course, what I would do is break the rules. We have so many rules in life about everything. I say break the rules, not the law, but break the rules. You have to think outside the box. That's what I believe. After all, what is the point of being on this earth if all you want to do is be liked by everyone and avoid trouble? If you never listen to that, you can't do something.
And you didn't know you had the bleeding ulcer, so it's been affecting you last year.
Exactly, so I saw what was going on during my prep for the Arnold and how my body was just responding. And, when Chris came out to look at me for a day and was like, you look phenomenal. There's just something different about, what we were doing. And, I think this year, my training partner, Stan, was getting ready for the Olympia also. And then I have Psycho Fitness that just beat the crap out of me day in and day out. And
what's amazing though, Shawn, is, and I gotta say this, and this is not an insult, this is actually a compliment to you. You're not 20, you're not 30.
I know.
People talk about Dexter being, the most amazing, older guy. I mean, you're in your 40s. I mean, you proved to the world that, age is just a number, because you won the Mr. Olympia at 43 years of age.
Oh, yeah, I think that's just a bunch of numbers put together for lazy people. And that's something that people use as an excuse for not.
Don't be afraid to fail. Anything I've ever attempted, I was always willing to fail.
I just feel as if Mr. Olympia should be able to leave the state that he lives in. Mr. Olympia should be able to be at more amateur Olympia, so people that are inspired to be like us can say, wow, I met Mr. Olympia. If nobody
traveling?
If nobody knows who you are at Mr. Olympia, you're just a guy collecting trophies. And I think that's been missing from the sport because, listen, you could tell sometimes you look in the stand and we don't have the same fan participation because people are like, well, you know, whatever. I just feel as if the guy that's at the top should lead by example and need to be seen.
You're right.
Yeah, I wanted to be different. I was determined to be unique. I was driven to think big and to dream big.
Here he is. He beat 7-time Mr. Olympia Phil Heath tonight. Shawn Rhoden, congratulations.
Thank you.
Trust yourself. What I mean by that is that you have to dig deep down, ask yourselves, who do you want to be? What makes you happy? No matter how crazy they sound to the people. Trust yourself no matter what anyone else thinks.
Can Phil Heath, obviously Phil Heath's going to probably come back next year and try to win this title back. Now that you've put him in your rearview mirror and you've won the Mr. Olympia title, will Phil Heath ever beat you again?
Never again.
You heard it. Mr. Olympia 2018, Shawn Rhoden. Congratulations, my friend. We love you. Let's hear it for Mr. Olympia.